So does that mean Lord Gillingham wins and Mr. Blake can go whistle?
I'm glad for them. Viscountess Gillingham. Sounds quite smart. I think they'll be happy. And it'll be good for Master George.
It's a big thing to take on the task of raising another man's son.
There's nothing to worry about there. His lordship's a kind man.
I wish you'd tell me what you know about those two.
I don't know anything.
Know what you suspect, then. Don't deny it because I've seen you. You can't keep your eyes off them when you think no one's looking.
Can I join in?
Do you have to?
How was it in York? Did you find what you were looking for?
I did. Took a bit of a search, but I think I'm suited.
What's that, then?
Oh, just something. But a pound to a penny, Mr. Barrow thinks he can use it against Mr. Bates. Report him to her ladyship. She'd soon put a stop to it.
I can't. It's complicated, but I can't. What is it?
What's what?
You're doing something funny with your head, sort of tilting it.
Not, am I? How do you think I look?
Why? Have you got a rash?
Oh, I've not got a rash.
That's all right, then.
No, what I meant was... How old would you say I am?
I don't know, maybe 52?
Oh,
Why? How old are you?
51.
What do you make of this? Blimey. What does that mean?
As you know, Lord Gillingham arrives today, but there's been no mention of a valet.
There's enough mention of the last one, Lord knows.
Poor Mr. Green, what a terrible end.
Let's not rake over that now. As I say, his lordship may have a valet, but these days we can't be sure, so...
Yes, Mr. Carson.
Not you. Mr. Bates, would you keep an eye on him if necessary?
Certainly, Mr. Carson.
Mr. Molesley, have you...
Have I what, Mr. Carson?
Never mind.
So why did you talk about Mr. Bates and Lord Gillingham's valet? What's the connection? Tell me. There's no point trying to find Mr. Molesley, because he can't help you now. If that's how you want to play it, I'll give you until upstairs dinner has finished, after which I will ask to speak to her ladyship and I will tell her your story. Do you hear what I'm saying?
I can't tell you what I don't know.
You know something. And I think it links Mr. Bates to the dead valet.
I just use your telephone and tell my hosts I won't be able to get to them tonight.
But what will you do?
Oh, we passed a public house in the village and I asked Weaver to see if they had any rooms.
You can't possibly stay at the pub.
Why not? I'm tougher than I look.
You must stay here. We've people coming to dinner, so it'll be easy.
Oh, yes, it's perfect.
Oh, that's...
Molesley, you look very Latin all of a sudden. Do you have Italian blood?
No, my lord. Not that I'm aware.
Or Spanish? Or Irish?
James, please tell Mrs. Hughes that Lady Anstruther will be staying. If she could prepare Princess Amelia.
Very good, your ladyship. Go now. Tell her everything.
You don't know what you're asking.
I may not know your story, but I do know it'll be worse if Mr. Barrow tells her first.
Yes, you're right. Thank you.
Marriage is a lottery, as we're often told. But I am a man who has drawn a winning ticket. I have been awarded a bumper prize. Beauty, brains, a heart, a conscience, all in one. I give you my Cora. The best companion in the world.
Lady Grantham.
What a tribute.
Indeed, if only it were true.
What's happened to Molesley's hair?
I gather from Mr. Molesley that you gave the good news to his lordship.
Ah, that is correct.
How did you get them to agree?
I said I wouldn't serve if they didn't make him patron.
And have you told him that?
He doesn't need to know everything, Mrs. Hughes. Nobody has to know everything.
I've enjoyed myself. Both gatherings were interesting in their different ways.
You get on well with Lord Merton. I know that.
I do. But Cousin Violet had other plans for him at luncheon.
Where is Granny?
She said goodbye to your mother, but she wanted to slip away. The day of parties had taken its toll.
Before I go, I want to meet the staff downstairs.
I don't think you made enough of a statement for one evening.
What about you?
I know. I got a bit carried away.
I thought you were splendid.
Cheer up. You're putting quite a dampener on the evening.
Really? I thought only imbeciles were happy all the time.
Here she comes, the Boudica of the North Riding.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was a pleasure, wasn't it, Robert?
I want to thank your cook before I go, and the other servants.
I'm afraid they'll just be sitting down to their supper, and we don't like to disturb them.
I won't be more than a minute.
Of course you must go down. They'd be delighted.
I assume you heard the way she spoke to me at dinner.
Of course, but how does it help to answer rudeness with rudeness?
Is everything satisfactory, my lord?
No, it is not. And can you please keep Molesley in the kitchens until his hair stops turning blue?
What are you doing?
Setting out the breakfast trays for her ladyship and Lady Mary.
Not Lady Rose and Lady Edith.
Unmarried young ladies eat breakfast in the dining room.
Do they? Thank you again, and I'm glad to meet you. I felt I had to put faces to his stories.
What stories are those?
Oh, that's a dangerous question. We may not like the answer.
Do you work at the school?
I teach mathematics, handwriting and spelling, mainly.
You must be so clever.
I wouldn't say that.
Come and meet the others.
Goodbye.
That's such a different path. It is, but it doesn't mean it's better than the one you've chosen.
But why didn't you give the jewels back? You say you didn't have them by then, but who did? More than that, why did you do it at all? You don't strike me as being greedy for money. You were working, you were earning. Did you dislike Mrs. Benton? Was she harsh?
No, my lady. She was a kind woman.
That only makes it more mysterious.
I won't start concocting excuses for myself. There are no excuses.
There may not be excuses, but there is missing information. You've shocked me, Baxter, profoundly. I can't deny it.
You have every reason, my lady. So, am I to take it that I am dismissed?
But your work is excellent, and I have never sacked a servant that gave me no cause for complaint. Have I your word you will not commit this crime again?
I will never commit any crime again. Not as long as I live.
You may stay until I make a decision. I cannot tell you how long that will be. And I do not at all promise I'll keep you on.
No.
Very well. I think we should leave it there for now.
I hope we don't have to see too much more of Miss Bunting.
Lady Rose told Madge she liked her. She seemed nice when she came downstairs.
Maybe. But she makes Papa say things he doesn't mean, and I know he hates himself for it afterwards.
Mr. Molesley, I do not know why you have treated your hair with a special substance.
Well,
but I can only say that the effect on your appearance is not what you would have it. Take steps, Mr. Molesley. Take steps. You will remain below stairs until you do.